Um, I gotta get this one video out. I'm having a conversation with somebody on another video that we need to go back in history to when we knew everything, and that this experience that we've been having moving forward has been really, really harmful for us. And we need to remember everything that we forgot. And while that's partially true, um, there are things that I think we didn't know back then. I mean, if we were so smart, then what was the missing piece that made us screw up? I mean, something along the way, we didn't know something. We were missing something that allowed us to screw up and have all of this unfold. And one example that I can see with that is like Native people. They were very well connected with the planet. They were well connected with nature. They knew to, only take what they need, but put back into, you know, the earth and, be at one with Mother Earth and everything. Have a little problem with that because how was it that they were so easily manipulated? You know, they were kind to a lot of white people that came in and took over their country. They showed them how to hunt. They showed them their ways, and yet they were manipulated. And it's like a deer in headlight. And and what happened? Why is it they knew everything, and yet somebody could take advantage of them? And so, if we're going to go back to a time and remember everything that we forgot, yeah, remember everything you forgot, but also take in information, everything from our experiences. Can we not learn something from this? Is this not what everything means? Is that we're learning something? And it's a combination of our past along with all of these experiences that we take into our future and evolve. To go back to our past and just remember everything is more like, okay, let's go back to the time we were babies, because I really believe when you were a baby you knew a hell of a lot more, and as soon as you're born you're being told all the lies. And it's like, why would I want to go back to being a baby? It's why would I want to go back to a time where I would be more easily manipulated, um, and not have the information of the future, which is, okay, we know what greed is. We know how greed can be, and we know how manipulating it is. And that's sort of a big lesson, that if native people that were in tune with the world actually knew how not to be manipulated, how to have a lot more skills, how to have a lot more power, then they wouldn't have experienced what they did. And from everything that I'm learning, everything that makes sense, we are like magnets to our experiences. So we have to be a little bit responsible and accountable that Native people did want to be taken over. Everything they experienced, they kind of asked for it. Hard pill to swallow. Sure, a lot of people hate me for saying that, but I've also experienced a hell of a lot of abuse, and while I ended up finding some really tough answers, I found out how I was responsible for that as well. I was the player in the game. And it's not about constantly looking at the enemy all the time. It's how you are attracting it, how you are making it grow, how you are easily manipulated, how you are affected, how you respond to it. All of these play a part in sustaining all of your experiences. But at the end of the day, it's, why did you want to attract that in the first place? That's where your ultimate responsibility is. You only have power when you can see why you attracted it, and see what's inside you in the first place. And you can't change other people. I'm not here making a channel saying I'm going to change everybody. It's like, you got to be willing to change yourself. You got to be willing to see that you are attracting everything that you want. If you want to sit there and say it's everybody else, everybody else has to change, my life won't improve until everybody else changes. Nobody's interested in changing. They're just like you. You have no interest in changing. So as long as we're all sitting there going, no, you first, no, you first, no, you first, we'll see no changes. Nobody wants to change. We all want to sit in our hate. We all want to sit in blaming others. And when you sit and blaming others gets nothing done. I did that too. You know, I had the abuse experience. I was the one that's saying, it's you. You did this to me. And you know what? Got me nowhere. The only reason I can even post anything, the only reason I have anything worth saying is because I had to see where my power was. And when my eyes were opened, it was like, oh my God, that was me. If I did this differently, if I did that differently, this wouldn't have happened. So now it's like, I've got something to say. But it's a really, really hard thing to say because I have to tell you where your responsibility is. I have to tell you where you are accountable. And you have to admit there was some missing piece in our past that we did not get. Otherwise, we wouldn't be experiencing what we are experiencing now. We do have hints in our past, but we're not even comprehending what that is yet. We think we do, but if we did, then all problems would be solved right now. So clearly we haven't got it yet. Otherwise, solutions would just unfold all over the place. So we still don't have it yet. A big part of it, and I'm not religious at all, and I do believe a lot of these Bibles were manipulated and tricked, but if you kind of notice evil, they have to tell the truth, mixed in with a lot of lies. And the lies are what makes the truth not so truthful. But it's like you can hypnotize somebody as long as they want to be hypnotized. So as long as you see something truthful, you'll tend to believe it. If it's mixed in with lies, you'll believe the whole thing because the truth is what you believe, and the aspect of the lie is where you're being manipulated to use the truth into doing what you don't want to do, if that makes any sense at all. So there is an aspect of this Jesus thing that I keep bringing up, and a lot of people are thinking, oh, Jesus was going to come and save us, and he died on a cross for our sins. And it's like, how we are perceiving that comprehension is so freaking wrong. It's causing evil. Just look at all of the Christians and what they did to Native people. They took children away from their families. They tried to indoctrinate them to believe what was in the Bibles. Do you think all of these Christians are evil people? No. Do they think they're evil? No. But they have to hold a little bit of accountability that they were wrong and that they did do an awful lot of harm, and their continued belief in what they believe to be true will cause even more harm. And will they ever wake up? Does this make any sense? Jesus died on a cross to show you that a lot of people are going to judge you. Like what I'm saying. A lot of people are going to judge me to say that what I'm saying is wrong, especially the Christians, the ones that they believe in Jesus and they died on the cross. Well, all of those people happen to be judging me to be wrong exactly the way Jesus was. He was judged, and all these Christians are going to judge me. And Jesus died on a cross just to show you that when you do that much judging, when somebody's trying to tell you the truth, you're going to kill them. You have the potential to kill them. And then he resurrected and said, no matter what anybody does to you, as long as you're telling the truth, you will survive anything. You cannot be killed. So, it's what we believe in. And we need to make some shifts. And I really believe that in our past, we didn't get it. There's a big piece of a huge puzzle that we didn't get. We cannot interpret how reality is being created. We didn't get it. We didn't know the difference between right and wrong. Even though it was in front of us, we didn't see it. And all of our past, all of this bullshit that we've been going through, now we know everything that's wrong. And in order for us to see everything that's wrong means we know what's right. And now we need to be accountable and responsible and start doing things that we know is right. And gain some knowledge of learning how you are responsible in creating your own reality. And when we can get that, we will evolve. But until then, we're stuck in a really bad game, and it could be the Armageddon. Peace and love out.